Yeah, hi there. These comments are for Mohned. This is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And you just sent me an email a while back, so I'm going to take a look at your specific questions and answer them one by one. And first of all, thank you for becoming one of my students. Okay, your first question is, can I start randomly? The answer is yes. You can use my course however you want. You have complete, unlimited access to all 630 lessons in my vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, listening, reading, writing, and speaking areas. Your next question is, for example, I do writing or reading before complete vocabulary. You can do that. You can do anything you want. However, it's probably, if your TOEFL score is below 90, let's say you're around 60 or 70 or even 80, it's probably a good idea that you master the first 3 sections of my course, specifically the vocabulary, pronunciation, and the grammar areas before moving to the 4 sections of the TOEFL. And in my course, the listening, speaking, writing, and reading areas. That would be my recommendations, because you're going to find it very difficult, in my opinion, to write proficiently and to speak proficiently and to be able to read at the level that you need to without having a good vocabulary base. So that's my opinion there. All right, let's keep going. You say, second, related to vocabulary, do I have to finish all quizzes from 1 to 500 and get 85% before jumping to the next 500 words? My answer would be, I would strongly suggest that, because if you study the 500 words and you take the quiz and get 65 or 70% out of 100, and then you move on to the next group of words, well, the fact is you haven't really learned the first group of words. So it's probably better to learn that first group of words, master them, get 85% on the quiz, go to the next group of words, study those, master that, get an 85 on that quiz, and keep moving on. That's my suggestions. Of course, you can do whatever you want. Okay, the next one. You say, about the Voxopop plug and the speaking exercises, how can I find the questions relating to speaking? Good question. So to get the speaking practice test, you have to go to my website at stealth.bettertoeflscores.com, scroll down the web page to the speaking section, and you will see all of my practice tests. So what you do is you get the practice test or the actual speaking prompt at my website, and then you go over to my Voxopop discussion group to post your response to that question. Does that make sense? Okay, your last question is, there were 48 lessons on the speaking practice. Do I have to just practice the lessons vocally, or do you want to hear my voice at the Voxopop plug? Okay, there's 2 important things you want to be aware of. Number 1, Mohned, is I need to hear at the 7-step system Voxopop discussion group, I want to hear your speaking, your pronunciation pre-test, and also your pronunciation post-test. This is very important, because if you post that pre-test at my Voxopop group, my 7-step system Voxopop group, that gives me a chance to diagnose specifically what pronunciation problems you're having right now, so then you know where you need to focus more in the pronunciation part of my course. Now, going back to the other lessons, all the other lessons, the pronunciation lessons, except for the pre-test and the post-test, I also recommend that you post those responses at my Better TOEFL Scores Voxopop group. So if you go to one of my pronunciation lessons, you'll see a link at the bottom. It says for self-study. You can post your responses to the practice exercises at my Better TOEFL Scores talk group. So I strongly recommend that you don't just practice vocally, but you actually make an audio recording of your practice exercises for my pronunciation exercises. Now, I don't evaluate the ones that you post at Better TOEFL Scores talk group, but it's still good. Why, you might be asking? You need to get used to hearing your own voice, and you want to become more aware of what your problems are, your errors, when you're speaking. You'll be more familiar as you listen to your recording. You say, oh, I mispronounced that word. Oh, I'm still having trouble with the P or the B consonants. You become more aware. And that's part of the game, my friend. The more aware you become of your own pronunciation problems, the higher the chance you have of correcting those problems. But there must be an awareness first on your part before you can begin to make meaningful changes with your intelligibility and your pronunciation of American English. Okay? Anyway, I think I've answered all of your questions. Thank you for your email. And remember, if you have any other questions, just do it exactly what you just did. Send me a message and I will try to answer you as quickly as possible. All right? Bye-bye.